After a slow start to our day, we had a hearty meal and decided that this was the perfect day to take the 1-hour drive to see Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. After all, we had visited the capitals of all the other states that we had stopped at on this trip, so we couldn't miss this one. We've made it to downtown Tallahassee. We don't have any particular plans in mind. Before we came here, some of our friends at the campground were asking what we were coming to see. We actually have no idea. We're just going to walk around a little bit and see if we stumble across anything interesting. One of the interesting parts about being on the road for so long and constantly moving from place to place is that you don't always have time to plan all of the details of what you'll do in each city. This forces us to go with the flow. When we arrive in a new city, we look at the map. If a certain part of the city looks interesting, or if we've received a recommendation on where to go, we start there. After that, we see what's nearby, and the sightseeing often happens organically. This might mean that we miss some attractions, but it also results in a much more relaxing way to travel. This is meant to be fun, after all. We've now been to the Capitol buildings in Tennessee and Alabama on this trip, so we figured why not come and check out the Florida Capitol building. This one is a little bit underwhelming in terms of exterior looks, and unfortunately it's a Sunday, so it's closed today, so we're not going to be able to go inside and tour it. So that's too bad, but at least we're getting to see the outside, and it's a beautiful sunny day to be walking around the streets here. Love the Spanish walls. So I definitely spoke too soon. We just didn't get around to the right side of the Capitol building, but it does look to be a pretty nice building here as well. That's so beautiful. Okay, so another correction. So this building, this beautiful building behind me, was previously the state capitol building, but I guess it's been replaced by the other building that I showed you earlier to be a bigger office building, have more space. So this is now the Florida State Capitol Museum. So we're gonna go inside and check it out. From our experience visiting a number of state capitals, we can share a few insights. The first one is, you can almost always tour the state capitol buildings, and in our experience, it's always free. But don't expect to get a guided tour. That only happens at some state capitol buildings. The second piece of advice is that typically, near the state capitol building, there's a museum showcasing the state's history. These are also typically free, so look around for these.
The state government in Tallahassee serves a Florida that is different things to different people. It's a wonder of nature that has attracted waves of immigrants for more than 10,000 years. Spanish explorers arriving in springtime drew a name from their term for the Easter holiday, Pascua de Florida, or Feast of Flowers. Today, this subtropical setting is home to the nation's fourth largest state population. Florida. It is the southern end of the United States and the bridge to Latin America. The fruit basket and vegetable bowl of the nation, cattle country, and a seaside vacation and international tourist destination.
It's always interesting to see how these historical state capitol buildings differ from one another. After our self-guided tour, we started to get hungry, so it was time to find somewhere to eat. We were in the mood for seafood, which is something that we hadn't had much of yet on this trip. So this seemed to be a good fit, and it was well reviewed. By the way, this whipped butter was amazing.
Thank you. Of course, enjoy.
Thank you. Well, that was a great restaurant. And if you check it out, I had the jambalaya. I highly recommend it. And we also tried the key lime pie, which was also delicious. You really can't go wrong with that restaurant, though. We all really liked our food. So check it out if you're in the area. Our waiter at the restaurant told us it wouldn't be a trip to Tallahassee without seeing the Wescott Fountain at Florida State University. It's been the set for many popular movies and TV shows. Given that it was only a few minutes away, we headed there next. Our last stop before heading back to the campground was a Trader Joe's grocery store. Being from Canada, we had never been to one, and our friends Marcy and Neil told us that we must check it out. There was a very interesting food selection, and we particularly fell in love with the Greek honey yogurt. Now, back to the campground to enjoy the evening. What better way to end the day than with a nice, relaxing paddleboard on Ochlockley Bay? Well, today was a work day, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean we can't still have fun. Once I got finished my work day, we went for a swim with Marcy and Neil in the pool. It's 25 degrees here today, but to be honest, the pool was pretty cold, and I didn't go all the way in, but Neil and Dave did, and they didn't freeze to death, so that's good. And now we're actually headed out for dinner at a local Mexican restaurant. So Terry and Barbara, a couple that we met last year at this park, have invited us. It's their 54th wedding anniversary today. So that should be fun. We're going out a few couples that all know each other from the campground. So looking forward to that. And the place is well rated. So looking forward to some good Mexican food and good company with friends.
But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
It was so kind of Terry and Barbara to invite us out to celebrate with them. Delicious food, refreshing margaritas, and great friends. What more can you really ask for? It was such a nice evening. Happy 54th wedding anniversary, Terry and Barbara. Wishing you many more happy and healthy years together. Well, we just got back from a really nice dinner. It was nice to celebrate Barbara and Terry's 54th wedding anniversary with them. And of course they surprised the whole table by paying for everyone's meal, which was super generous and kind of them. Terry said that he asked Barbara what she wanted for her anniversary, and she said, I just want to take everyone out for a meal and pay for all of them and just spend some time with some good friends. So nice of them. Can't thank them enough for that. And a great evening getting to know some of these people even better than we already did.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button. Or even better, subscribe to our channel. It really does help us reach a wider audience. And don't forget to come back tomorrow to see where we go next.
What's good?